Yes, the whole I like the whole thing on Black Beauty. I mean, what is it? My Black is Beautiful. Ow. You know what I saw yesterday? I love the look of albino and like their sister. If like it's like she's an albino. How they treat this. So my cousin is albino,
Mm-hmm.
and I just love how it's like so much imagination to their canvas. Like
Yes.
it's crazy. Like I really be imagining. Like I wonder. Like you could look and see how like clothes and how different they look. Like, but at the same time, you see like you look like the family member. Like shit, if he colored you brown, it wouldn't matter. Like
Right.
I know you, my cousin. Like y'all don't need to even ask. I know you, the child. I remember when he was born, his dad was like, thought that she was cheating on him, and she was like, "Bro, he's just albino. It has nothing to do with no one cheating on you. Like, get out your head. Take your
But that's
penis
what
from
I'm
under
saying.
your
Like,
leg."
that's, I literally want to just literally educate people because I feel we, we as people are educating others, but it's like at the same time, where
We
is it?
need to get out of. We really do need to get out of the beauty as in of like as it being racial, as it being like every little descriptive of us, and just like understanding like this is how we were made. Like you can't go and be like, doctor, take this chromosome out of my baby before it's born. Like we don't get the right to do that. We don't get none of that. It's we made like this, period.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So that needs to be in it in general. Like understand we weren't born like this. We were born like this, but we weren't born in a decision. We born in it freely. We wasn't even born with a like a social security number. Like we just came out and they were like, shoot, we gotta sign a birth certificate. So we gotta give you a social security number. The whole system is fraud. But why is there no decision on getting a social security? Like, why can't we not have it? We have to have it. We don't have to have it, but if we don't have it, it's going to be harder on us. But it's harder
Right.
on us to be our race too. Like, you don't give us but so many decisions. And we're not born with the decision of what we are already in or how we live. It's just automatically, hey, you born into this family. Deal with it, live with it, learn from it. Hopefully you understand the puzzle and you figure it out. But if you don't, you know, you're gonna be living like someone else, or matter of fact, you won't live at all. You just will die. You just won't wake up the next day. Like we don't have no option of what we want to be when it comes to how we're looking physically. We have an option of how our mental can be and our emotions can be. Sometimes we don't have those either. Some motherfuckers are not that lucky. Some people don't even get to speak or see
Mm-hmm.
or hear. The things that we think about is not racial needs to be out in general. Religion needs to be out in general.
No, for real.
What else needs to be out? It's so many shit that needs to be out that we think about more than, trying to learn how to trade. And money needs to be out. Money totally needs to be out. What do we have money for? What do we have money for? To buy
The
things,
control.
buy things that control others, that control and that can put power on others. Some people don't even have to worry about money. They got money for the rest of their life. The other people, we have to literally work day to day, and that's all we got. And credit.
I need to write
Cardi's a
that in
bitch.
my notes. Okay. Like, yeah. Hell yes. I feel
Hell
all of
yes.
that.
All right. So you want to start back from the beginning?
Yes. So for for this project, I think I want to start it off with just having like all shades of like black, from albino all the way to the darkest shade.
You know someone that's albino and someone that has pretty freckles like that?
I mean, it wouldn't be hard to find somebody like that.
Feel you.
Like literally, I could just like scout them out.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm pretty sure there's somebody out there in the Austin area that wants to like be a part of something.
Yeah,
so
and talk about their life experience.
Exactly.
It might be different. It's everybody living a different life.
So like, I want the color spectrum to just be everything, and literally, like during the video, like the whole video, I'm gonna have each person like kind of like just be talking about their journey, but also talk about why they feel like their black is beautiful. So like the film gonna kind of be like we're gonna be going over like my vision and all that stuff, but then it's also gonna be with the people that's in it. They're gonna be like, like talking about what they felt when they first heard about the project and what they think being like black means to them and how beautiful is that. And like, I don't know, it's gonna be slapped together real good. Like I just really want to like, I don't know, show like just people that don't understand. And when I say people that don't understand, even some black people don't understand what it means to be in your own skin, to accept your own skin and be beautiful in your own skin. Like, it's like, how are you gonna try to end something that's been going on for freaking, I want to say,
why do we have to? And it's so bad that we have to literally make it's so. This is not the first time I've heard this. Like, well, I've heard you talk about it, but I've heard the girl from Blackish, she made the movie about like her like switching up to from an adult to a kid and all that stuff. You know who I'm talking about? The girl. All right, so I can't remember her name right now, but when I figure it out, amen. But she was basically saying how she doesn't see that, and she doesn't want to. Her and Keegan, from Us and Get Out. Both of them have the same conversation of just seeing black, and they're not seeing the same as them. And it's other shows that I've seen where they're like literally saying, they're making books and making a lot of stories to where it's basically saying, kids, love yourself, like no matter what it is, like it's nothing wrong with you, like no matter how many people bully you in school or how many things you see on the news about how our president hates us, like it's crazy how we have to literally reach out like that, but we have to have to show that we're aware of the separation. It's not as bad as it was in the past, but it's still like, it's not, it's like, it don't make no sense why we have to do this still. Like, we still have to do this stuff. Why do y'all care about race so much? Like, what kind of revenue is it bringing for us to be dead or us to be living? Like,
Yes, and even like when it comes to like, because my thing is like with me, like I don't want this like to just be like, okay, well, yeah, black is beautiful and all that kind of stuff. Like, I want it to be something where it's not feeling like it's attacking a group of individuals or
right.
a group of a race. I want it to be like, okay, I'm talking to everybody, even black people. Like, this shit is beautiful, and like, if you don't,
If you can
like,
tell your little self how, like, what, like, fuck all that. Like, if I could tell myself,
if you
like,
don't,
you're
again,
fine, you're beautiful. Like, if I could go back to when I was in that freaking prom dress and someone just came up to me and been like, you're gorgeous.
yeah,
Like, nothing is
what
wrong with
really
you.
upsets me with black people is that they want to, like, they want to get in this mood of when they get to a certain statue of like either money, status, and all that stuff, then it's like, okay, like wherever I came from, I don't fuck with that no more. Like I don't got no dealings with that. And that's why it's like when you move on and you get more experience, you're supposed to go back and give that back to the community. And that's what Nipsey Hussle was doing. You know what I'm saying? Like as he got higher and higher on the status, like he went back and he gave back to his community because he just like, what good is knowledge if you're not going to share it? What good is experience if you're not going to share it with
Right.
other people? Like, it's just like, damn, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes I look at us as black people and I'm like, we can be really selfish when it comes to the shit that we have. And in so many ways, I know that, like, it comes from, you know, like, us being, like, just oppressed for so long. So it's kind of like you really, in your mind, you don't know who to trust. So you just like, only those close to me I will give and give to. But then it's like, what about other people? Because then it's like, fuck all the, oh, if they don't do this for me, I won't do that for them. Or if they don't carry that same weight, then I'm not going to do that. Like, we got to get out of that mindset of
If you don't say he loved me, that don't mean that he
equivalent
loved me.
exchange. Like,
So I shouldn't say I love him.
like in order to get something, you have to get something of equal value.
Right.
Like, no, like it just needs to be out of the kindness of your heart and hope that it will spread the same way you gave it. Like, if I give something to somebody,
let's say a homeless
instead of
person,
thinking
you're
of
not going to
giving
look for that homeless
again
person
something
to.
back, I hope that if I give it to that person, they give it to somebody else, and it just do like a trigger effect where it just keep fucking going.
A homeless person, you're not going to look at the homeless person and be like, yeah, when you, hopefully this meal I just gave you, it puts you on the map,
Right.
I'm
like,
giving you $1,000, give me 10 back.
Start working and get some money, and then I be the story of how you started working, and it's like, no, like that's not how shit works. Like, that's not how life works at all. Like, literally, like, it's just on some. It's just literally on some, like, you have to be a human being at the end of the day. Like, yes, if you want to go by the whole thing of, okay, I'm black, he's white, he's Asian, he's Hispanic, he's Indian, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, you can go by that. But at the end of the day, when you close your eyes and you go to sleep, everybody gotta go to sleep. Everybody sheds red blood. Everybody motherfucking, like, has a beating heart. So it's like, at the end of the day, we share so much in common with everybody on this earth, like, physically, in hell sometimes mentally, to where it's like that's what needs to be the thought process of connection. Is the simple fact is, damn, my heartbeat just like his heartbeat, my thoughts run just like his thoughts run, my emotions can be on a whole nother level just like his emotions can be on a whole nother level. So we kind of give you that feeling of, okay, like they're human just like I'm human. Like at the end of the day, like, yeah, like it's cool to be like, oh well, that person's black, I'm white, you know what I'm saying? Like when you categorize yourself, but after you subcategorize yourself, then you need to go back up to the original category of being a human, which
we both eat, we both
yeah,
drink. Now we both
survive,
work.
both gotta work, both gotta do this, both gotta do that. It's like everybody is out here going for the same shit.
There's a group of people that got a ticket.
Like,
it's a group of people that are in jail.
What your subcategory is. Your subcategory is your race, but at the end of the day, what are you without that? If we just took one day and stripped everybody's subcategory, what are you then? You can't be like, oh, I'm a fucking alien, or oh, I'm this, or oh, I'm that. Like, no, you're a fucking human. At the end of the day, when you strip that down race category off of your damn, out of your damn,
and it shouldn't be no race no more. If you was born in America, you're American. No matter what kind of complexion or what kind of
category, it's still a category. And it's just like, even if you take the fact that people are born in America and you take that out of their culture, everybody is still a human. Like, we could be like, we're Earthians because we live on Earth. That's another category. That's an even bigger category. But I mean, like, nobody can say that they're freaking human, but human beings. Dogs can't say, oh, I'm human beings. They're fucking dogs. Like, it create that unity when it comes to that specific, like, being of individuals. Like, dogs are a being of individuals. You can't, like, when people be like, I'm a dog ass nigga, like, first of all, you're not a dog. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, people want to get real technical. Like, you just a disgusting human being. Like, you're not a dog ass nigga, you're a disgusting human being.
You was raised to act like an animal.
Exactly.
Like, you don't got no sense.
Yeah. So, like, with shit like that, or like how people just, I don't know, like, it's just like with me, like, I just want to, like, just educate people on, like, damn, it's better shit out here than the shit that y'all, like, doing, or the shit that y'all got going on. Like, it's so much better shit going on here. It really is. And until the education of just the basis of being human is acknowledged, ain't nobody gonna never get nowhere. Because everybody, for one, think about they self. And that's the hugest mistake right there. It's like, we so caught up in our own bullshit because, and I got this from one of my friends. I was talking to her and she was like, people be so caught up in their bullshit because if you was actually doing what you said you was doing, like, you know, you could still have fun. You could still listen when somebody trying to educate you. You could still be like an amazing human being. But she was like, when you're caught up in your bullshit and you're trying to put on this, like, image of, oh my God, like, even if I don't have it together, I'm making progress that I have it together. And when she said that, I was like, oh my God, because sometimes I do that shit where it's like, if I don't have it together, I'm in the making of having it together. Or, oh my God, like, I have it. Or, I'm almost
trying to have control. Like, we want to have control over everything. I want to have control. That's what's wrong with me. That's what's wrong. I want to have control.
That's and what's wrong with everybody.
When someone comes towards me, I'm like, you don't have to do it that way. And I do that a lot. And it's not on a spite of like I don't like you. I don't want you in my space. Is that I don't want for you to come at me in a certain way that makes me feel like I'm less than or something, even though I know I'm not, but I don't want you to treat me like I am. Like, treat me like I'm worth something, you know? And it's also like we work on so many things like self-love and self, independence, and then we work on things that are like communication and trying to, teamwork with people. It's so many things that we have put in a box that we have to do, plus also live a regular life, pay bills, pay, all these debt collectors, go to school, go to work, everything. And we don't realize that, we should be just,
Because
grateful
my
for
thing
what we
is,
have and
I
just keep
feel
on
like
going.
when you understand more about the basis of being just human, it kind of helps everything else.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of
It's all
trickles
these other
down
things
into
that
those
fucks it up.
subcategories to where you're not. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like a tube, and the tube has different funnels to go to different places. If you're putting bullshit into your tunnel and it's going down the other funnels, eventually it's gonna get clogged up, and you gotta put some Drano up in there so you can like clean it out. You trying to clean out all this bullshit so you can get to the blessing of what you need. Oh, I need money. So if you're bullshitting in that end and it's clogged up and you're trying to drain all that shit out, yes, eventually you're gonna get that blessing, but that shit has to come out too. So the bullshit is gonna go into the blessing as well. That's why bad stuff be happening to people, because it's like we bullshit so much stuff, and then when good stuff start happening,
It's
it's not happening when we need it to happen, or it's not happening how we wanted it to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And that's because the bullshit is in the mix of the blessing that we're supposed to be getting. So it's like, yes, you're still gonna receive your blessing, but it's not gonna happen how you want it to, and it's gonna happen all botched up and fucked up, because it's just like, hell, bullshit was in the mix the whole time. Like, there was nothing but bullshit in that concoction of your blessing. So, I mean, I wouldn't even call it a blessing. I would just call it like a moment of
You mean you were supposed to have a blessing, but because you took the route that was selfish, you don't get it.
Exactly. And that's the thing. Like, that's the thing that I really have been trying to work on so much this year, is not being selfish, and not actually just not getting angry over like really small shit. Like, I kind of just don't like, if I'm gonna say something and it's not gonna come out how I want to say it in a nice way, I don't even say nothing at all. I kind of just be like, you know what? It's worthless. It's worthless to even say something, because it's like, will that person listen? Are they going to understand where you're coming from? If they're not going to do those two things, I don't have anything to say then. I just move on and just let it be. Because it's like until that happens, there's no point in you wasting energy on saying anything at all. It's just like, move on. Like,
true.
Move on, and just, you're not forgetting what happened. You're just like, I'm not going to waste my time on it. I'm going to just let it go.
Where were you this morning? I felt like what happened this morning, it just was like, something wet hit the bed and it like hit me. And after I said what I said, I was like, shit, like I should have just kept it to myself.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, I don't, like, whenever I think of something, I want to let it out. Cause like, why I'm gonna keep it in and then be like, not thinking about it all day, but then it's gonna come back. Like, you're gonna do something again and be like, fuck, like you doing that same shit again. That pisses me off, that I don't like. Or,
see, that's how I used to be. That's how I used to be. And especially with Jericho, like, just It'd be little stuff, and it'd be like, oh my god, this happened. Say something about that. And then it's like something else happened. Say something about that. And I'm like, no. Like, if it happened, like, first you have to understand what the person going through. Or, damn, is this person, like, what's going on? Like, I mean, if I'm not trying to understand that, then I'm not going to ask anyway, because it's like, you can't just, like, I don't want to say pop off, but you can't just like interrogate a person and you don't got a clue of what they're going through, because then it's just like you just being an asshole at that moment. Like, you're not even trying to figure out, like, damn, could this person be going through something to where this is a behavior of what they're going through, you know? And so it's like, when I figured that moment out, I'm like, okay, I'll only ask.
Get out your head of what of you, because it's not just you. It could be just, you know.
Yeah. But I mean, like, that right there, like, it's not easy, because it's not even easy now. Sometimes, like, I have to go somewhere and I have to, like,
walk it off
or walk off, because it's like, it's so easy to slide back into that of, okay, if this happened again, then I'm going to do this. And it's like, no, don't have that mindset. If it happened again, then that's when you try to understand.
Don't let that evil person. Okay, let me tell you. So, you know who Tank and the Bangs are?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Their first album is like the last intro of the song, and she describes like her inner self, like when she's in the shower, just even when she's in the shower, of how she thinks. And in the midst of her thinking, she talks about how she's like that little person that wants to be selfish or wants to be a little snooty, or, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? Sarcastic in a way, you know, basically negative, like push it away or ignore it, because, you know, that person just comes out as sometimes. But then it's like, that person I need to control that person. Just like we was talking about that little person. You remember we had that conversation about the little person. I feel like that. Like, that little person is a big person. And it's been popping up a lot. And I bring up a lot of things. And I shouldn't, and I need to start bringing up things because it's not serious. But to me, it just, like, it's something that digs. And I'm like, why are you digging so hard? Like,
because it's just what you said. That little person is not a big person anymore. That big person has a dominant energy, and that big person gonna keep popping up, gonna shooting off what it needs to shoot off. Because if that's the aura that big person has, they gonna keep doing that shit regardless. And hell, I can testify for that myself. Like, my mood last year and even in the beginning of this year was, I don't give a fuck what nobody say. I don't give a fuck, like, if nobody don't like what I gotta say or don't, like, agree with it. I'm still gonna do what the fuck I want to do, when the fuck I want to do it, how the fuck I want to do it. And in a sense, I still carry that a little bit, because I mean, like, I have to be honest. I have to stay true to myself. Like, I can't just, okay, delete and wipe out.
It's okay. What you did was fine. Like, it's like, okay, my pride is big. Like, and I'm a Taurus. I'm a bull, like, at heart. And like, so if you do something, I'm like, why am I gonna hold that back? You know, and if you do something that's gonna put me in a situation, but it makes it, like, gives you so much, like, you know, trying to get me back type shit, then I'm like, you know what? I'll figure it out later. You can have that. You can go. Like, I can do that all by myself. And that should not be that person should have been like, shouldn't be like that. That person should be like, okay, at the moment, that really, a lot of times that bothers me. It shouldn't be in my head, but that other person does not like that. And I bring it to your attention because I don't want it. I bring a
Right.
lot of shit to your attention because if I like it, I like it. If I don't, I don't. Like you gonna know what I like and what I don't like. Like even my stepmom when I was little, my stepmom when I get gifts, she would watch my face. And I didn't know why she did that, but I didn't know that I was making faces. Like if I didn't like something, I would make a face, but I'll be grateful for it. Like I would still take it, but I probably won't wear it. I was really picky towards clothes and stuff because I'm a big fluffy girl. Like I know damn well this fucking certain type of knit ain't gonna fit on me. And I try it on, I'm like, damn. Like I tried it on and I was like, fuck, thank you. But
No, I feel that because it's just like being true to yourself, but also because being true to yourself is being selfish. As much as it's like, as much as like you hear from people, oh, be selfish, think about yourself. Like, yes, do that. But at the same time, also know that you have to understand everybody else around you. Because
right,
if you in your own world all the time, anytime somebody try to step into that bubble, you gonna be on attack every fucking time because you're so used to everything that's going on when it only comes to you.
right.
So when somebody do the smallest thing, you on attack mode. When somebody say something that you don't like, attack. If somebody bump at you the wrong way, you on fucking full fledged vicious attack because it's just like and that's why people that's why people pop off the way they do. That's why people like get in arguments like they do and shit like that because people be in their own little world. That's why most relationships, if a person is in their own little world, will never work out because it's like as much as they like portray that oh I'm here for you, I want to be here for you and all that kind of stuff. If that person isn't willing to add you into their bubble, it's not gonna work. Like it's like words say a lot. Words can say a lot, but they don't hold shit. And that right there,
Amen.
a lot of people know that. A lot of people know that words don't mean anything. Words don't hold shit. Like words are very permanent, especially when you say really like spiteful things. Like the whole word hate, I don't like using that word because it's such a permanent word. If I say I hate something, I can't take that away. Like
Right.
when I say I hate fruit, I will say that because I do hate fruit. I don't eat
You
fruit.
mean it.
Like I don't
It's
like it.
like
Like
no
I'm
matter
not
what,
trying to
you're not gonna.
take that back and be like, oh my god, like I mean I do like no, I fucking hate fruit, period. Like not taking that back. But like saying like, oh, I hate this person, or like, oh my God, I hate this and I hate that. Like those words are very permanent, and you can't take that shit back. You can't go back and be like, oh, I don't hate that person anymore. No, you still hate that person because you put that word on them. You still have that feeling towards that person. You can say you dislike somebody. Even dislike coming out of your mouth is such a better tone. I dislike this. Means I'm not interested in it. And that's okay. I don't have to be interested in that person. But when you hate somebody, that's just you don't give a fuck whatsoever. You don't care what they have going. You don't care if they live or they die. You don't care, like, you just don't care. That's different from not having interest. When you don't have interest in something, you can understand it and then come around to liking something. But like when you hate something, you can't turn around and be like, oh, now I love it. Fuck no. You gonna hate it just like you hated it when you said you hated it. So that right there, like, mm-mm. And that just goes back to the whole thing of people be living in their own bubble too much, and they need to step outside of that bubble. So when other people come around, it won't be viciousness, or it won't be like, oh, they did this small little thing, now I'm angry. Like, no, hell, it's a lot of shit that, hell, everybody around me do, and it's like, it could definitely make me angry, but it doesn't, because I'm so out of my own bubble that it's like,
you know
I'm okay with what's going on.
You're another person,
like,
and
okay
you just
with,
did something,
like,
but it's okay. It's
okay.
We'll keep
and
on
I'm not gonna get mad about it. I mean, I might look at it and be like, oh my god, but then I find the humor in it of, damn, this shit really look fucked up, and keep moving. Hell, I fucking damn look at the bathroom sometimes and I'm like, oh my god. But then I'm like, I find the understanding in why it looks that way. I'm like, we're both fucking tired. We both fucking do all this shit day long, and nobody has time to fucking clean this bathroom. So I'm like, okay, cool, literally cool, and then move on. I think yesterday it was just too much, because yesterday I was fucking just agitated from fucking school, and I was like, you know what? I went in there, I took a shower, I got out, I saw the bathroom, I was like, I can't do this anymore. And before getting angry, I just cleaned up, literally. I was like, you know what? This is relaxing. After that, laid down, and I just felt calm, because it's like, you can't get mad over stuff that's like, is it even necessary to exert that kind of energy over something as small as like,
you care about this person too much to go through something like that. It's not that serious.
Like, you kind of have to ask yourself in your mind, like, damn, Sway, you fucking hype about this? You're really gonna get on a damn 1,000 for this type of shit? No, not at all. Even if somebody says something just off the wall, it's like, are you really about to get hyped about somebody who has no understanding of who you are? Fuck no. I'm not about to get hyped about that. I'm not about to get mad at you. You don't know me. You don't understand me. So it's like, how you gonna tell me? Like, that's why I was telling the girl that I'm talking to, Mina, she keep trying to think for me, and I'm like, you're not gonna think for me. Like, you don't know what I have going on in my head. You don't know what I'm thinking. So stop trying to think for me. And then she hit the guilt trip of, oh, you mad at me? No, I'm not mad at you. I'm just letting you know, like, don't think for me. You cannot think for me. I have my own individual thoughts. So whatever I think, I'll let you know what I think. It's up to you to decide if you trust it or not. And if you don't trust it, I mean, be for real about it. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, no. So, like, that right there, I feel like the big person that's hanging over your shoulder, she's here, and she like, I'm not fucking going nowhere, because right now she has you inside of her bubble. Like, you're not even in your own bubble. That person, that big aura is like, you in my motherfucking bubble, and we finna let some shit be known. That's that energy of.
But in that series, that's how my mind has been. My mind has been like, oh, like, you know, everybody feels like I'm that type of vengeance person where I'm trying to like trying to play people and trying to, you know, get by on people. But I feel like on the other side, that's how it's perceived to me, is that I'm being played. And I'm like, how you be like, be on game. That's how my mind is like thinking. Like, I don't want to be played. I don't want to be set in the back where I'm like, fuck, I just got played hella hard. And, you know, my mom tried to warn me or some shit.
Let me ask you this. So, just come up with that kind of thought without like
certain things
like,
happening. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like
So
first
it's
it was my mom, and then now I'm just like, shit, like certain things happening over here, and I'm like, I just don't have time for it to happen. Like, and then and people say certain things that's like really slick, and I'm just like, I'm hearing every detail. So you might say something, and then when I hit up on it later, everybody gonna be like, oh, that's not what I mean, type shit, you know. So like I told my grandma, I was like, we talking about this car situation with my mom, like about my mom. And I told her, I said, you know, my mom sits in a house. When my mom is depressed, she sits in a room. But sometimes it seems like she's depressed, but she's literally thinking of plans. She's making ways. She's like like an evil scientist. Like she's in there, like, you know, putting potions together and shit. So I'm like, if she can do that, it's so many people that do that, especially when people say they in their head. It's so much going on because I think about so much about my future and about tomorrow, about the present. Even though the present is a gift, it still has things that needs to be done in that gift of a day. You know, so I'm like, if y'all think like that, if I think like that, I know damn well y'all ain't going around acting like y'all don't have nothing in y'all head, like it's just free air. No. Like,
thoughts are always racing in my head.
Right. Like someone's always thinking about another move, another way, you know, what they gotta do today, another doctor's appointment. You know, like someone's always I gotta feed the kids, I gotta go pick them this one up early, this one's sick, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, you know. So I'm just like, you know, I don't have time for games. And in the midst of games, that that little big person comes out and is like, no, shut it down now. Get to it now. Like, we don't have time to wait. We don't have time to be patient, because when you be patient, sometimes that shit fall on you later and you screwed. Sometimes, you know, when you hit things too late, it's over. That's how my mind, that's how it's thinking. Like, ain't nobody got time for little messed up pop-ups. It's like someone towing your shit, you know? Like, you don't got time for that out of the blue thing to happen. You got to find someone to take you there. You got to see if you got the right money. If you do got the money, you got to make sure it's not going out to something that you got to, you know, it's like, but, you know, so I've been by myself. I've been in my own world, and now it's introducing someone back into my world and actually being in our own space where it's no, you know, nieces knocking on the door, you know, no friends coming in the midst of us having a conversation. Or if we do have an argument, we got to be quiet because, you know, her mama's down the street, you know, his mama's down the street or some shit. Or, you know, I'm not going to tell people my business for real if I don't need to. And I don't need people to be listening either, because you don't know what's going on this side, and you don't fully know the story or what happened or what is occurring, or, you know, what kind of faces this motherfucker is making in this conversation, or, you know, like, yeah. So that mindset is just really has to go, and I really want to trust people. It's just I'm trying to, you know, realize that I don't want to be gullible, and I don't want to be like the girls from R. Kelly that be talking about, you know, I was naive. I don't want to be naive at all.
Mm-hmm. I feel like the way to fix that is just like, because right now I know what you feel. Like, I don't understand how you feel, but I know what you feel when you're saying like that energy, the aura of that person is getting you to places of like, it's piping people down. It's like, bitch, shut your ass up. You're gonna listen to what I say, and that's gonna be that. Like, yes, that shit is so just like the energy to just have that and be like, damn, like, yes, my points get across. Like when I say stuff, I don't have to repeat it. It just be that, and then it be dead. And it's like, yes, in a way, like that's good, but at the same time, like
It
I
don't work
feel
out that
like
way.
the more you understand, like somebody else, the more that it won't even happen in the first place. When you have to use that energy of, oh, don't worry, because if you come out this way, there's some energy waiting for you. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like the more you understand, like, and that, like walking outside that bubble, when you see, okay, what's going on, like, like, just let me understand, like, what's going on to it to get to this point, it keeps you from even saying anything. It keeps the person like, damn, they get me. And it kind of put the energy on them to be
what
like,
did you say?
Okay, this person get me, so.
What did you ask? What did you say to where they'll get you?
What did I say to where, like, here, I didn't say anything. Like,
you just said,
I kind of just.
You just said, if you say, what is it that you don't understand? What? I missed something.
No, I'm saying, like, on my end, instead of me, like going off on people, it's like me asking myself, what are you not understanding about this person? Like, it's like me, I'm just thinking about what happened, like what at the moment happened. So I don't care what the person going through. I don't care. Like, I don't care about any of that. I'm just thinking about, oh shit, it's water on the floor. Where did the fuck this water come from? And then it's like the water has become my main objective. So it's like, if I find a culprit, then it's like, okay, now the water and the person who put the water there in the first place are the victims. And I'm about to go full-fledged attack. And it's like, no, you don't know what happened. Somebody could have fucking spilled some water. Somebody could have slipped over some water. Or the water could have been there and it didn't have nothing to do with anybody. And it's like, until you understand how it got there, why it got there, why it didn't get, like, picked up, like, damn, what they just like, oh shit, I honestly didn't see it. And it's like, like, it's not being naive because you, like, okay, how do I know you lying and stuff? Like, you just, like, okay, well, if you didn't see it, well, just, okay, I understand now. I understand that you didn't see it, so it's still there. But then it's like, if it keeps happening, then you just look at that and be like, you know what? Like, it's just water. Like, I can just pick this up. I don't have to give off no energy like that. But that's for a small situation. Bigger situations, it take more delicate caring where you have to kind of use that big energy, but use it into a way of like, we gonna get somewhere and understand each other to where, like, something gets solved or
basically
something is understood.
With the big situation, it's like sometimes you need to think of the solution you thought of at the first solution. It might not be exactly, what you mean. It's just coming out a sense of,
Right.
Okay, it's coming out a sense of, yes, rage and annoyance, but there's another way to still do it without bringing that still, but just quietly and not announcing it, and that's what I realized after the fact, that instead of saying that, if I get in a situation that just makes me, like you said, walk away for a moment, go in, bring back my inner peace, go and collect myself, go and be like, talk to myself outside. If I need to cuss out some words real quick, walk to the back,
Yeah.
Not tell this person that they need to do this for you to get, to be comfortable or something. Like, that's not the right way to do it. That's selfish. Because I'm thinking about myself and putting that other person in in the way of like, you know, making him feel like he's not wanted. And it's not that I don't want him to feel like he's not wanted. It's that if you make me feel uncomfortable, or not even uncomfortable, it's not that I feel uncomfortable, it's that I feel the way that sometimes he go about certain things, it'd be like you ain't have to do it that way. It makes you wanna like that was like it's like when someone says what, you know, like that type of feeling. Like, don't say it, like say something else. Like, excuse me, you know, type shit. You know, instead of saying what, say how may I help you, you know?
Yeah. I still
So
have that problem sometimes where it's like somebody will like say something to me, and because okay, so this like, and this just proves how people aren't perfect. When I come and I get in my bed, I'm putting myself into my bubble because it's like when I'm in this like surrounding area, I'm allowed to do that. This is my space. This is like, you know what I'm saying? This is where I can think. And if I am angry, I'm allowed to be fucking angry in my own fucking bed. Because it's like, who are you to tell me why you got attitude in your room? Why you have attitude in your bed? Like, because it's my room, because it's my bed, and it's not out there in the open. Like, it's not out there in,
I'm in my
like,
space.
you know, in the open area. So it's like, if I'm in my thoughts, I could be thinking about school, I could be thinking about work or whatever. And I've done this lately where it's like, if somebody called me, if Jerica come and she like say like Darius, and I'm like, the first thing that come out of my mouth is what, and like the what is a very stinging what, because it's like I'm still in that bubble of only thinking about myself. So it's like for stuff like that, it's hard to kind of like be out of your bubble all day, 24/7, every day, where it's like, okay, I'm not thinking about me.
Right, and my bubble is intruded. Like, and it's not like, you know, this person just came in suddenly. I invited this person in, and I'm having withdrawal of my bubble. Like, I don't remember. I didn't think about space like that, but now I have someone in my bubble, and when I want something while you're in my bubble, I think I need to have it now. You know, it should be no questions asked type shit, but sometimes it don't be like that. I'm not an only child. Why am I thinking as if, you know, I need to be spoiled? Like, you know, you get what I'm saying? Like, that's what I kind of feel like. That's what selfish feels is like to me. It's when you're spoiled. You know, you're only thinking about yourself, and the more you want, and you don't want it, you don't need it, you just want it. And when you don't get it, it flips you out. Or if you don't get the right response or whatever, it's like some kitty shit. And I shouldn't be doing that. And I know better.
Right.
But I'm not gonna make someone. I don't want to make someone feel like they're not wanted here, and I'm not. That's not what type of, you know. That's not what I'm going for. When I'm going for the comfort of me and you, but at a certain point, I probably was thinking about myself more than you at the moment. When I thought of what I said, not meaning it in a negative way, but meaning it in a way that was like basically saying like, shit, you need to you pissed me off, and you need to be, I wanted to push you off the bed, you know, like I didn't want you to be right beside me at the moment, but I should have switched that attitude and thought of like, damn, I wonder what he feeling, you know, type shit. But like, I'm not used to that because it's only been, Alexis, how you feeling? Are you okay? What's wrong? You know, what's going on with you?
Yes.
It's been me, myself, and I. And me, myself, and I don't want to be talked to a certain way like that, you know, or approached a certain way. That's like, you know, when you're trying to take care of business and you got to go to, you know, a clerk or, you know, someone in the office, and they come to you in a disrespectful way, knowing you already frustrated through the paperwork and all that stuff. You know, it's like customer service. But I need to tell that big person, that little person that is growing, like, shut the fuck up and chill and think about something else. So that shouldn't be the only thing that, like, it shouldn't bother me so much that I can't sleep or I can't find another thing to think about or something.
I feel like me and my that energy that I had is kind of like now happily like merged together to where it's like I can I can use it I can use it whenever, like if I need to, but I'm not gonna use it for stuff that I feel like is a waste of time. Like, um, what's it called? Mina, she was asking me, she was like, "Do you get angry?" And I was like, I mean, yes, any human gets angry, but I was like, do I exert anger? I was like, no, because I feel like anger is just a waste. Like being very upset about something, like unless you just really honestly have a valid reason of being angry, then it's like no, like not at all, not even. There's no point. There's no point of being angry because then at the end of the day, you didn't you didn't exert all that anger and huff and puff, and then you be tired, and then you're fatigued, and you're just out of breath because you're like, fuck, I just did all that fucking
Eyes is puffy and
all that
nose
damn
ain't right.
yelling and shit, and it's like, no,
For what? It's not
exactly,
right.
exactly, yes. I don't know, just different. I don't know. It's a learning process. I never look at something and be like, you know, oh, I'm gonna get this over the span of a year or 2 years or 3 years. Like I feel like when it comes to stuff, it takes understanding, it takes education about the problem, and then it takes time because until you fully understand something, you can't fix what you don't understand. So until you understand it, then you can educate yourself on it, and then you can fix it. You know what I'm saying? And I wouldn't even call it fixing. I would just call it adding something to your knowledge that you didn't have information on.
Expanding, rebooting, changing. There's a lot of stuff you can change and fix. Okay, I have one outfit on so far. Like I want to be a better person, and I know I might need to talk to someone, or I try to find a way to talk it out and figure out, was I wrong, or just could I handle it differently?
Yeah,
Because I mean, in a sense, that's like we gonna go at it. We gonna go at it, and who's gonna be like, okay, we need to call Seashell. you know.
Mm-hmm.
Call Seashell for a minute because we ain't getting nowhere, or someone has to be the one to be like, all right, we need to chill. Like, it's not that serious, it's okay. And then that's my thing, it's like, if it is not that serious, and if I bought it up and it's not serious, why keep on going back and forth when you could just end it? You know what? I apologize. I said I apologize if you didn't hear me, but I guess you didn't hear me. But I apologize. It's not that serious. I care for you. Or you know what? And it's not like this. It would have. It's not like when this is being occurred, and I'm saying, I feel as if this is what this is portraying. Like,
Mm-hmm.
this is okay. I'm gonna give you an example.
Yep, yeah, you're right. Because in order to get someone to understand, in order for you to understand somebody, they have to understand where you coming from as well. Has to be a connection on both like on both sides of, okay, this is what I was feeling, and maybe I'm thinking of it differently, but this is the energy that I've been getting.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like that person can be like, well, no, that's not what I'm putting out. Like, I don't want you to feel that way. So then it'd be like, okay, well, help me understand what kind of energy are you putting out. And then that's how it becomes more understandable to where it don't happen again.
Right. Like saying, I'm sorry, I love you. I ain't trying to make you feel this type of way. That's different. That's like saying, I care for you, and I don't want you to feel this type of energy. I'm not trying to make you feel like, you're something that bothers me, or, annoys me, or
Mm-hmm.
because I mean, then if I'm that annoying, then what the fuck? Just go. Just go. Because I mean, it's not like you saying, you know what, I love you.
Yeah.
I love you. I ain't trying to hurt you. I ain't trying to put you in a situation, or I'm not, are we both thinking selfish? At the end, like, it's like, are we both being selfish then? Because if I'm getting something and it's like me in my head on my side, not thinking about you and your head and your side, we're not thinking about together, then what is it? Because I'm like looking for a teammate. I'm not looking for someone that just thinks, you know, like when you think of a plan, you're thinking of multiple plans for you and your people. You're gonna be like, well, this person don't run that much. You're not gonna be like, well, shoot, I can run the whole lap. I can run around the whole field, no stopping, blah blah blah. You're gonna think about your whole team. You got to think about who you're gonna put in first for shot put.
Right.
You got to think about who you're gonna place where.
Exactly. That's a lot of people be like, when they ask me like my plans for like just getting ready to get out of here, like they like, you have it so like down packed. And it's like, I'm like, because I can't just think about me. I have to think about my little sister that stays with me. Like, I have to make sure she is okay just as much as I'm okay while I'm here and when I leave, because she's my fucking star player. So like, if something happened to me, she'll be legit. Like, she can, the coach can put her in, and she can just be like, okay, I got this. You know what I'm saying? Like
And
when
that's how I was raised. That's
yeah,
exactly my
you have
mom
to.
raised. Like, she even said it on the phone. She was like, whenever I think of plans, I think about, I don't care about my grandma. She was like, I don't care about my mama or my great grandmother or aunt, cousin, god aunt. She ain't thinking about them. We came out her womb. So she's like, when it comes to the team, it's me, you, and Armani. Period.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's no other. We have to get somewhere. We don't get stable and we don't have a platform or nothing. We ain't going nowhere. It comes with the things of a team, though. You gotta trust them. You gotta communicate with them. You gotta. You can't be selfish. You gotta.
No.
You have to be one.
Mm-hmm.
You have to excite each
Exactly.
other. You have to, bring things to the table that knowing that you can't get on a like from anyone. When you in a family, you when y'all make a family reunion, y'all going for certain things. It's what food, fun, family.
And that's the thing, bringing stuff to the table. Like, me and Jerica, we have our own tables. So it's just a simple fact of I'm looking over there and I see something I like over there. I go to her table. She sees something she like on my table. She come at my table. When you're at that level, selfishness is not necessarily a thing because it's like we both have our own tables. If I feel like, okay, like I don't see nothing pleasing at her table, I can just sit at my table and eat at my table. Like my table has everything that I would naturally want anyway. And it goes the same thing for her. If she don't see nothing that I have and she won't, she can just stay where she at. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's different when you're sharing a table or you have to invest in getting a table to share with somebody and it's like, okay, like what are you gonna bring to that table? Because if you don't have your own table to start with, then it's kind of difficult to share something that in the right is neither of the person's thing to begin with because it's split half and half and you can't a table can't stand without the other half support. Right. So it's like when people be like, well, what are you bringing to the table? The first question is this even your table? Is this my table? Hell, whose table is it? You know what I'm saying? Like, with Mina, it's going to always be the question of what is she bringing to my fucking table? Because, like, hell, I don't, like, that's the whole thing of being very independent with yourself. And that's why I love, like, kind of like how my dad raised us because he was like, y'all always have y'all own. Y'all don't never, like, don't bite off somebody else's table. Have your own shit first. And then if you feel like you want to go to somebody else's table, you can. But you need to have your own shit. So it's like with us, and that's why Jerica is very hard on like dating guys because it's like if they don't have a table to begin with, she not gonna really take them serious no way. If you don't have anything as like something to even bring, or if you like, okay, Jerica got her own table, she meet a guy, he got his own table, and he like, instead of you being over there, come to my table, come see what I got, come see what I'm eating on. You know what I'm saying? But if it's like, hell, Jerica eating at her table and this damn freaking, he don't even got no table. He just got a fork and a knife, and he like, what's up? Like, fuck no. Like, you're just gonna eat off of my table and diminish everything that I have going, everything that I'm building at this table. You're just taking it away. And then, hell, eventually I'm gonna be hungry, you're gonna be hungry, and it ain't gonna be nothing on this table. And it's like, that's how you gotta look at stuff. When you bring somebody to your table, you have to know, are they gonna help you? Hell, are they gonna put some shit on that damn table? Is their plate gonna be full of like delicious like shit? Or are they gonna bring damn scraps or lips and fucking fingertips? I will never in my life support a person who does not bring shit on shit to nothing. Like, just won't happen. Like, I can't do that because I'm gonna get fucked in the end. To where it's like, I'm gonna end up suffering. The person that came there is gonna gorge until they don't have anything else and then they gonna dip. It just won't happen. Like, that analogy is the best analogy in the fucking world. Bringing shit to the table, or do you even have a fucking table? Because if you don't got no table, you don't got nothing to say to me. You don't have nothing to say to me. You need to go invest in you a table and you need to start putting your own shit on there. Period.
Right.
And that's just in a nutshell of just you being independent. Like, be independent, have your own stuff before you try to come and like mix with somebody else because like you know what I'm saying?
Be
And that's what
independent,
like
have
those
your
relationships
own stuff, and don't accept nobody that don't have something that's close to what you got.
exactly. And don't let nobody down eat up all your damn shit. Cause hell. Like that right there, I see it so much where it's like people will eat off your table and hell leave you with fucking scraps and then they fucking leave it. And you looking like, well, what the fuck? Where are you going? And they done. They got what they wanted. They cool. They going to the next damn sucker that's gonna let them in their table. But then you have some people where you have to watch them because it's like using the analogy because I don't necessarily want to be like the snakes that come to the table, but you know, like thinking about the analogy of how you having to get together, you tell somebody to bring something, like bring food, bring drinks, bring something, and you have this one person who do it every fucking time. You already have silverware, paper plates, and all this stuff, and they end up bringing the shit that you don't need.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm gonna buy some dollar cups, or oh, I'm gonna buy some paper plates, or I'm gonna buy this, I'm gonna buy that, and you're just looking like
That's not on the list that I told you.
exactly. You're like, didn't need that, but okay, you can come, and they be the main ones to gorge off what you got going on, and then when they're done, they're taking to go. So they're trying to take stuff from the table and leave. Like, wait, what? Where you going? No. That's just like somebody in your life, they with you and they bring the bare minimum and then they trying to take shit away from, like take shit out of your life or like change shit about you. Like, oh, I don't like this. I don't eat that. So this don't need to be on the table. Or, oh, I don't like that about you. So we gonna remove that from the table too. Like, no, bitch, you're not gonna take nothing away from something that you didn't start in the beginning. That no. Mm-mm. I feel like when people start thinking like that, then understanding will be there because it's like until you understand what somebody has going on, and hell, until the person who even sitting at the table understand what they got going on, they'll never get to the point of not letting somebody come and ruin their life when somebody's sitting at their table or even just there for a visit. Like, hell, I feel like for a lot of like just like I'll give my dad for example. My dad's table is fucking long. My dad money used to be fucking long, still long. He just sit on his money. Like my dad, his table right now is very long, but he only got enough stuff for where he's sitting at. It ain't no more. He don't have to spread it all out because the only reason he had to spread it all out because he had 3 kids. So we're also sitting at his table. We're eating at his table, getting nourishment. He's taking care of us and stuff like that. My mama is sitting at his table, eating at his table. Nobody else had their own table. He had the table. So then it's like, Raven move out. So that's one chair gone. And I mean, really nothing changes because it's still 2 kids and a wife. So it's like, you don't really see much disappearing. You still see the same amount of food, the same amount of luxury at the table.
Mm-hmm.
Then the second child moved out. Okay, you know, stuff started to disappear a little bit. Don't have to do this anymore. Don't have to do that. Don't have to get that. And then the third child leave. So then a lot of stuff just go away. Like, okay, I really don't have to do this no more. Don't gotta do that. Don't have to do that. And then it's just two people. And so it's like over time, like it's at the point to where you have people at your table, but then it's like after a while, those people won't be there forever unless that's your spouse. That's the only person who sits at somebody's table and stays there for a lifetime is a spouse because that's something that they will share together. It's like, okay, we in this together, so whatever you know, I'm eating on, and I'm bringing stuff to the table. So it's like he already at the table. He already has stuff. So now it's up for my mom to start bringing stuff to the table. Of okay, I got this for you, I got that, and now he's just looking at what he like. He like, I like that. I don't like that. I don't want that. Okay, let's keep that. You know what I'm saying? Like it makes stuff. I don't know. Like that's kind of like what you do when you trying to date somebody. Like you bring them to your table, and you basically auditioning what they bring into the table. Okay, I don't like that. I don't like that. Don't want that. No, you good. You can take all this shit with you. I don't even want none of it. And then you moving on to the next person. Like literally, you do it with friends. Friends come to your table. They bring shit, and you like, hell no, don't want none of that shit. Keep it moving. Like you know what I'm saying? Like you do it with so many people that if you looked at it that way, it would make it so much simpler. Of okay, like let me see. Like Karina, what she brings to the table, like nowadays, not really much. Like hell, she don't even sit at my table. We have a little picnic, little towel somewhere in the cut, and I will get up from my table and go over there, and it's just little tiny things like a text message here or a hey there, like little snaps, and I'm just like, okay, cool, this was fun, and then I go back to my table and sit there because I'm like, okay, that was fun, that was at the moment that was cool, but now I gotta go.
Right. It's just a step away.
Just a step away of being like, I can entertain some shit right now. I don't have to be at my table all the time. I'm telling you, I love analogies. I love analogies. They make stuff more understandable and just like easy to get and easy to understand. Like, who was that? I know a lot of people at work, they be like, damn, they be like, Darius, you have so many analogies. And it's like,
it works. It helps me. It helps me a lot of people.
Say them. And then it's like, okay, let me understand what you are meaning.
Right.
Like, hell, the damn analogy is cheaper to keep up. Like, sometimes, like, hell, no matter what the fuck you're going through, sometimes it's cheaper to be in the shit that you're in than to be out of it. Because if you're out of it, it get expensive. And then it just be too much. When you could just deal with the shit that you're dealing with and just be living your life that way. Because half of the time, when somebody with somebody and they trying to get rid of that person and it's comfortable while they stand with them and then they break up with that person, it becomes this whole financial battlefield of just too much shit. And it's like, you could have just been
already dealing with too much shit.
Exactly.
And around with just figuring it out and working overtime, working harder. It's gonna work out in the end. It's whatever. Do bad by yourself. Just do Do bad all by yourself. Do good all by yourself with the bad, good and bad. It'll all work out with patience.
Patience is a thing that just takes time.
Because it's called patience.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so um get this. I'm almost done. I'm about to leave in a couple minutes. Be here for the end and just be out. Just go ahead. I talked to my stepmom and she was like saying, sometimes the fact that I can describe something to her and it especially when it's something that I've seen before, like like the personality my dad has, it comes off with him a lot. So
Mm-hmm.
something that attitude is what bothers me. That's what clicks. Cause it's like sometimes it's not always, your way, you don't understand. So your way is the only way that makes sense.
Right.
So in that sense, I'm like, no, I don't stand by that. I don't think it's just your way or the highway. And it ain't your way in the first place. If I say something like you don't need to be nah, fuck that shit. Like that's not how I see it. That's not that I never seen that before. But then I'm like, how many situations like I've seen so many relationships. I've been where I've had two parents in my home. So
Mm-hmm.
if I've seen my dad have a certain impression on something, I know what it's for. I know why. I know what, bothers him, what doesn't. So when it comes to this, it's like, okay, when my stepmom would do this, this is what he would do. But I ain't doing that. I'm just literally just being my own self. Like, I don't know, like, what the fuck, like, I'm not trying to be like too much or be a diva or go be ballistic or try to find every little thing as that's what I feel. So when I say something, I need you to take and realize that I see something that gets on my nerves every time and just understand it and
Mm-hmm.
just keep note. Period. I'm not trying to argue. I ain't trying to make no big deal out of it. Look,
It's just like put that in the back of your thoughts and roll with it.
right. That when you do this, I'm gonna look at you like,
What the hell?
didn't we have this conversation already? Why are we talk?
Mm-hmm.
Why do I have to tell you this? And then it's like now at this point, don't tell him no more.
Yeah, no.
Just don't tell him no more. But now it's like so. Then it's also a petty side that's like, so when it does happen, what am I going to do? Or type shit. But I need to not think that way. I need to think you just keep on moving.
Sometimes you have to just let things run its natural courses. Like you just have to let it be what it is. So it's like with hell with some people, like I know that I can say something to them and I'm really just not trying to let them know, hey, this bothers me. But like I said earlier, if you now have an understanding of their side and they're not trying to understand your side, then it's out of your hands then. it is out of your hands, because until that person understands your side, nothing's gonna change. It's just gonna be the same shit, but you're gonna understand their side of what the fuck is going on, and that's it. That's literally it.
Well, we're going to switch on. Are you? What do you need to go somewhere and get anything, or what you got to do?
Just to the school to get camera equipment, but that's it.
Okay. I don't want to talk about it no more. I don't want to give it no more attention.
Ding, ding, ding.
My back's starting to tingle. Ooh. I need to find my other eyeshadow. I don't know where the hell is that. But this will work.
I'm gonna fucking go to Coachella. I'm tired of saying it.
It's gonna happen. Didn't we looked it up last year during like September too?
We did.
Yeah. Probably gotta hit it afterwards to get. It's like different packages though. Like I guess for like people that camp and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Which I mean, I got a big ass tent.
Girl, I ain't trying to go no damn camping. I'm trying to do the houses where like celebrities are. Those things aren't expensive. Like, okay, let's look up a Coachella. Coachella packages. Whoops. Here we go. Okay, so let's just see. So literally, because I would rather walk to it. I'd rather walk to the little like site because it's really fun. Mm-hmm. But then, okay, let's go to week 2. So you saw the hotel packaging. Ooh. And all of these bitches are sold out, literally.
Oh yeah, because
like some of them. Okay, so 3 nights at the Marriott, for weekend 2 guest room for 2 people. That's only $2,865.
For how long?
The VIP for a hotel. That's just for 2. That's for a whole fucking week.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
And then Coachella is like a big ass fucking event. So it's like when people be like, it's expensive, what the fuck do you
think
expect?
It is?
Like,
you seeing too many celebrities for free. if you trying to get there on the cheap, that's like they ain't getting no type of nothing from it. That's not gonna help nothing if it's free.
Yeah, it's like what? What did you think, love? What did you think it was gonna cost? It wasn't gonna cost no damn motherfucking damn. It wasn't gonna cost no fucking little cheap nothing. That shit gonna be expensive.
What you mean?
It's fuck.
Gotta save up for it, goddamn.
Platinum. So you can get a platinum estate, and you can get up to 5 nights. It comes with, let's see, all the minute. East. So guest pass to week 2 Coachella, which includes access to guest viewing areas each stage, access to all VIP amenities at Coachella, access to safari campgrounds and lounge. Gotta be 18 to go. Golf cart transportation to and from the stages at Coachella. Shared shuttle transportation or deluxe luxury transportation to and from the festival, airport transportation, um, at-home spa treatments or reserved to a local spa, daily food preparations by a private chef or catering service, kitchen stocking service, outstanding in the field reservations featuring a 4-course meal cooked by celebrated chefs, reservations and access to events throughout the Coachella Valley. And these meals look delicious as hell. These meals look fucking fantastic. I'm fucking jealous.
Send it to me.
Oh shit, I just exited out. Hold on.
I'm fucking jealous.
Freaking jealous of Coachella. I mean, really, none of the Coachellas matter to me anymore because the one that I should have went to was the one last year where Beyonce was at.
Okay,
Beychella. That's the fucking one I should have been at. Fuck these other Coachellas, hell. Like, if Beyonce ain't gonna be there, then I ain't trying to fly up in no damn Coachella.
I'm going to experience like they did.
Because no experience, and I think that was said in the movie.
Right.
Like, she was the first Black woman to headline Coachella. That's just a monumental thing. And then on top of that, like, the performance just gave pure fucking, like, homecoming, like, literally, like, any Black person know, if you went to a high school or just a fucking university, you know what fucking homecoming is.
You know what
like,
you about to get. You about to get the best time show you ever had in your life.
Yes, like, it just be so turned. And that's why, like, after I watched it again, I was like, damn, Beyonce gave me such this nostalgic feeling of fuck. Like, when I used to be in band and we used to go to those battles or we used to go to the football games and play, I used to love going to that shit because it was just like, damn, like, I was like, damn, I'm in this element, I'm playing all this bomb-ass music.
You get a hella hype because you know when you hit that stage, it's about to go down.
Yes, like, it's just like, that shit right there, it give you this feeling of, like, you around all these people, like, everybody giving off this damn vibe, and it's just, like, I don't know, it just feel good that you just, like, you know, like, I love it. I love it. Like, I'm like, hell, like, when the cymbals came out and they did their thing, like, I was getting so hyped when the drum line was doing their thing. I'm like, hell yes, because, like, that used to be my favorite part of, like, the band.
Yeah, like she did the whole from Drumline.
Mm-hmm.
They had that whole cadence and everything. I was like,
yes.
Oh, wow.
But literally, like, not only that, like, I could hear the trombones, like, the trombones, they was not fucking playing. They was like, bitch, you gonna hear us. I could hear the trumpets screaming, like, oh my God, that shit was just, like, it was just lit. The way the Majorette was dancing, like, that's the shit that, like, take me back. Cause, like, when the Majorettes battle each other, you know it's gonna be serious. When they looking back at each other, they like, you're gonna fuck this shit up. It just be like, damn, like, that whole feeling is just on a whole nother level. And it's like Beyonce said, unless you've been in energy in that element, you don't know shit about it. You don't know nothing about that. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's why she was like, I want to have a bit of every black person on this stage, each individual. So it can be like there was a piece of everybody on this stage that has ever experienced this energy. And even if you haven't, now you know what it feel like. Now you know what it look like. Because them motherfucking homecomings be going all the way the fuck out. Period. Hell, like doing the most is not even the word for it. Like them motherfuckers do the most and some more.
Right. And you won't even get off the field on practice until you do the most. They want to see exactly how it's going to be like and some when you get there. When you at practice. And when you get there, bro, you better leave it on the field at the school
For real.
in the fucking stadium bar, all that.
When we used to battle other bands, my band director, Mr. Smith, he was like, now, however you feel about them, you feel that way when we go out there and we perform.